Morning guys, Corey here from Sky's the Limit Car Care, and today we're going to talk about CARPRO Lift. So CARPRO Lift is a snow foam product. That means the way that this is going to be applied is through a snow foam gun, which looks like this. The two purposes behind Lift are, number one, to use it as a pre-wash. You basically foam the product on a car that's really dirty and let it sit and then rinse it off. And the purpose there is to loosen and lift the hardened dirt, the bonded dirt, and get that out of the way before you do your final wash. That's option number one. Option number two is some people don't even like to use a bucket at all, and they actually prefer to apply their soap with a snow foam gun. And they may be stripping a vehicle, and that's why they're using Lift. The vehicle might not have much dirt on it at all, but they might be getting ready to prep it for polishing, putting a new sealant on, something like that. So in that case, they'll use Lift at a heavy concentrate to weaken the wax and remove most of the wax or sealant they have on the car. It won't really remove a coating, but for waxes, sealant, stuff like that, it's great for that. So with that second method, what they'll do is they'll just just foam the product onto the vehicle, and then come back and wipe it with a mitt as they're going. So say we would do this, maybe just this one section, the windshield and the hood, spray the foam on to apply the foam rather than using a bucket, and then wipe it with the mitt and rinse it off, and then move to the next section. It just depends on your setup. That's probably not a really mainstream setup, but there are guys that do that, and that works great for them and saves them time. For me, I'm a bucket guy. I'll just, I like to work directly out of my bucket and save my, I don't have to use as much equipment, don't have to pull a pressure washer out, stuff like that. But if I was in a production environment and I had two guys, and one guy's rinsing and one guy's foaming and mitting, then that's a whole different thing. So there's a million different ways to wash a car correctly, as long as you follow general rules to avoid water spots and scratches. So the proper way to use Lift is to rinse the vehicle first, and then the best way to do it is in a foam cannon. Foam cannon is something that you attach to a pressure washer like this. There's also something called a foam gun. Foam gun is similar, but you would attach that to a hose. With a foam gun, you're not going to get nearly the amount of pressure or as dense of foam as you will with a foam cannon. Today we're using a foam cannon with an electrical pressure washer. And basically, we've already created our solution here. Depending on what you're trying to do and how strong you want to make it, you can go anywhere from using straight Lift to a combination of 1 to 1 or 1 to 10 or whatever it is that you want to do. You can get the directions directly off of our site or on the back of the label there. And I'm just going to move right into a demonstration, and I'll show you how we do this. Basically, we're going to rinse the vehicle off, and then we're going to attach this directly to the pressure washer, and then we'll foam it on there, let it sit no more than a minute, and then we'll rinse it back off. After that, what we would generally do in most cases is come back with a wash mitt and wash it with Reset to do the final wash. So first step is to rinse the vehicle off. And then finally, you have your quick disconnectors on here, and you simply pop off that part, pop on this part, and then it's just a matter of checking your controls here. So depends on the foam cannon that you have. This one's the PF22, so you can control the vertical and horizontal width of the stream. If you want to make it go a tighter stream, then you turn the foam this way. If you want to make it wider, you go this way. And then if you want to turn the foam density up or down, you go this way. So I'm not sure what I have it on right now, but we'll play with it here for a second. So that's basically how easy it is to apply the foam. And the way I was speaking about it earlier with some of the methods that people will use, they'll have a second guy behind them, and he's wiping it with a mitt and then rinsing it off, and the person with the foam gun is just continuing to add the foam to the vehicle. In the cases that most people use Lift, it's as a pre-wash. So in that case, you spray it on, and then we're going to let it sit there for a minute. We're going to rinse it off to lift that initial dirt that's bonded on there. And then we're going to come back and wash it with an actual mitt. It's just, apples and oranges, depends on what your preference is and your setup is and what you're looking to do. So there's hydrofoam on the vehicle. It's also got a little bit of dirt on it, so everything's not sliding right off because it's nice dense foam, but it is starting to come off. So we don't want to leave it long enough to dry on the vehicle. That's a good way to stain your vehicle, to leave soap, especially a high alkaline soap on there. So we're gonna go ahead and rinse it off now. We'll pop that off. It's been on there probably a minute, maybe a little longer. Pop our rinse nozzle back on. And then it's just as easy as it was the first time. We just So it's as easy as that. Basically, it's all ready for its wash with the mitt now. We'll come back and take a wash bucket and some reset and just wipe that on with our Incredimit, rinse it off as we go, and then we're ready for the next step, just to dry the vehicle. It's always important not to let water like this sit on the vehicle, especially in a warm environment. If you have a DI system, like CR Spotless, then you have a little bit more leeway. But if there's any minerals in that water, then you can get water spots very easily, and that's something that's very important for people to know. So once you start your wash process, you want to keep the vehicle wet until you're done, until you dry it. And then after that, you can move right into whatever step's next. If you want to learn more about water spots and stuff like that, we have a video on that. Check that out. We also have one on bucket washes, so be sure to take a look at that for a full understanding of all the concepts behind washing your vehicle. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to do so now. That really helped us out. We appreciate that. And if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, be sure to let us know below and we'll answer those right away. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and have a great day.